there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. How is everyone doing? Guess what? Guess what? Mercury's going direct today. Seriously. Mercury goes direct today. Let's see, it's around noon my time, Eastern Standard Time. Thank the good Lord. It's been a challenging Mercury retrograde mentally for sure. It's not a time to take much dramatic action. It's still time to reflect and really just to integrate everything that's come through these last few weeks. The time to start taking action, which is when the universe is actually going to start, helping us to feel a little bit like we can move forward, is around the 30th. When Mars enters Aries, and I believe Mars goes retrograde on the 2nd of May. So we'll see what comes up then. But right now, today, for me, it's all about Mercury going direct. It's about finally, the moon moving out of Scorpio this evening and just lightening the load. Moves into Sagittarius, which is, fun. And so, yeah. It was a challenging, to say the least. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you and welcome to all my new subscribers. You are seen, you are heard, you are loved here on my channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We're just going to tap in today and take a look at whatever wants to come up. I am just kind of like swimming and mellowing in this energy myself, trying to integrate everything. This has been coming up for me. Wise leader, you are the beacon for others. A lot of light workers are being asked, not finally, but, to really get ready to step into their light because, and into their, why they're here, because you're needed, you're needed. Grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. Yeah, that was a great time to not taking out those, Spirit. Hold, please. One more. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. A fresh new way of living emerges. Transformation. I was getting this the other day with that Scorpio full moon. Holy moly, right? I have not got to tell you the intensity that everyone experienced the world over. I am picking up one small nugget of a global, and you know me, I do not read on politics and global stuff often at all, if ever. But I am picking up one small nugget that there is a leader, an authority figure that's, like Prime Minister, President, that type of energy. There is a leader of country that will be transiting off planet. Very clearly playing in front of my mind here. Can't say who it is. I'm just picking up the energies. So can we just move that along, Spirit? Thank you. For the rest of us, this is about stepping into trusting. First of all, it's opening the heart, having appreciation and gratitude for the journey that you've been on, and seeing how all of it has, number one, transformed you, and it's transformed you for a purpose, for a higher purpose. And, you know, like I said, there's going to be a lot more of, you know, you, us, them, whoever, light workers that are stepping on to their path of stepping up for their mission, shining the light for others, sharing their story and their experience. Um, because others could relate to it. And when you do that, it's just the whole transformation of the planet and of humanity, and showing others that it's okay to step into their light and into their power. You know, this is also, like I said, Mercury going direct, so take the time to really reflect on, you know, what did come through for you, what lessons came up, what cleared, what, you know, showed itself as a truth or an untruth, you know, and then take that, you know, when it's time, Spirit will lead you into taking that out into the world and into a new dynamic for yourself, new timeline for yourself, doing things a little differently with the lessons that we've learned, right? 3 more. This deck is really hard to shuffle here. I just feel like I'm complaining a lot lately, and I am not a complainer. You know, old ways I used to be, but so that's, you know, that's something that's coming up for me, really, having me look at how I speak. Using, what words am I using? I'm using the word struggle and challenge, and those are a couple words that I'm working on getting out of my vocabulary. 9 of Swords. I love this deck and this depiction of the 9 of Swords because every time I see it, I hear all eyes are on me. Okay, let's take a look. Let's get some more cards out before I, you know, if you're being asked to step into the wise leader role, that could bring up some anxiety and fears about people actually seeing you. You know, I remember very clearly as, you know, at first it was like I was afraid of what my family would think, and then I was like, well, I don't give a fuck what my family thinks, you know, about me being a seer. You know, if they really looked at me at all growing up, they would have seen that when I was a child, and they would have, you know, things would have been different, but they weren't, you know, and I understand that for a reason. And I'm glad it was the way it was for me. But someone here, or the collective, a group of collective, is worried about how others are going to see them. All you've got to worry about is how you see you. That's it. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Because if it mattered to me what you thought of me, and I offer no disrespect to anybody here. I mean, I'd put on the makeup, I do my hair, but I don't wear makeup. This is me. What you're going to get is me. This is about letting others see the real you. Plain and simple, letting others see the real you. 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Getting, yeah, no longer hiding behind illusions. Like, what I give you, I give to everybody else. It's not like I put on a mask when I turn the camera on. You know, I've got a few people, my family is subscribed. I got some friends that are subscribed to the channel, and they'll tell you, if they were here, that, yeah, what you get on camera with Mary Jo is exactly what you'll get having a cup of tea with her, you know, sitting down having a cup of tea with her, a cup of coffee, and just being the real you, no longer hiding behind illusions for yourself, especially, you know, whatever you believed of yourself, No longer hiding behind that, letting that be seen. And those that will reciprocate the energy with you are going to show up, and those who, they'll fall away, and that's okay. Eight of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Yeah, doing some good work that moves you forward in a new direction. A fresh new way of living emerges, that transformation card says. And yeah, you've put in some hard work here. Certainly transformed yourself. Chariot, yep, and there you go. You don't have to move quickly. You are already successful no matter at what speed you move, but Spirit wants to make sure that you don't rush the river here. We've got that with some energy coming up. The 29th, Mars conjunct Neptune at 28 degrees of Pisces. And I wrote, you can't force the river. You can't make this stuff up. So that's why that felt familiar. Yeah, you can't force the river here. You've got to move at the pace that is right for you, guided by your higher self and your team, knowing that no matter the speed, you're going to have success. You're going to be successful. Judgment. Yep, hearing your call. Finally, Spirit is saying, we've been waiting for you. Three of Pentacles, to create something with us. Eight of Swords. Well, we do have the, what do I have? We have 2 8s here, Eight of Swords and Eight of Pentacles. Balance, abundance, reciprocity, what you give out comes back to you in equal, what is that? How is that? What you give out comes back to you in equal measure, or equal and balanced measure. I don't know how it goes, but I'm hearing something like that. All right. Hair is bugging me today. We're going to take a look at that Eight of Swords. I feel many of you are going to be being called out of your comfort zones, or have been with this energy so far this year. Like, we're only in 4 months, and we've had some freaking intensity that we have never experienced before on this planet, for sure. And but being called out now for what? To create, to share your creativity, to share your resources, to share your knowledge, to share your wisdom, to share your heart, to share your light. Whatever it is, it's going to be, well, all of that is for all of us, but how it manifests in the physical is going to show up differently for everyone. I'm reading for a great many of you who have, who are redefining yourselves. I know this butterfly is not, she's holding on to it to paint it, but it's like, it's her. To me, I always see it as one with her. Well, we are one with everything, yeah. But this is like, it's a part of her, and she's creating it as she goes along, which we do. We wake up, we learn the lessons, we get the downloads, we integrate, we process, we put that into practice, we get tested to given opportunities to put new ideas into practice, or new wisdom into practice, and it's a refining process. And I feel that this is where we've all been, the refining process. I love that. because that is the ascension path for sure. Let's take a look at this Nine of Swords, Spirit. What more can you tell us? Anxiety, maybe not sleeping well at night because all you can think about is what you got to tell the world, and that little, the lower mind is trying to talk you out of it. Yeah, Ace of Cups. If I show my heart to the world, am I going to be accepted? You know, those questions, those are all part of the ascension process. It's all part of um, the peeling back and the peeling away of the layers of everything we've been taught growing up. That you're not good enough, and you can never do this or that, or no one's going to listen, or whatever it is. If I open my heart, if I shine my light and become the wise leader that I'm being nudged to do and to be, how will that be received? Will it be received, equally? Or will there be an imbalance? Will I give too much of myself and not recognize that I'm not receiving the same love back? This isn't, the Spirit wants me to say that this isn't about getting a validation. Getting validation. I'm still having trouble speaking these human words here. So it's not about getting validation. It's about the only one, pardon me, still, see, you're going to get real with me. I could have stopped the camera, but I don't care. Today is one of those days that I don't give a fuck. A really big F. I don't give a. Um, I don't know. See, this is all what I'm working through, so I can understand this. Old aspects of myself coming up to that questioned. Am I being received? Pardon me. Will I be received if I share this part of my life and that part of my life? It's been put on my heart to just do a video with no cards of sharing my journey, my twin journey from a past life up to now, to help those who have a partner who is married to somebody else, or a twin flame that's married to somebody else, that to help see the process and understand it if they don't already, you know what I mean? And I'm still sitting on that because I'm like, yeah, first of all, I know this video reading's not about me, but it's touching on what I'm moving through my own self, from my own experience. So part of my trepidation about putting that video out, I mean, I have spoken little bits here and there throughout my videos for the past year and so, months, but how can I share my story, share our story with and honor my twin flame, and honor his privacy, and honor my own privacy, for aspects, of that journey that aren't meant to be shared, not that they're not meant to be shared. It's just that they're so incredibly sacred. So I get that. So if you're here, if you're, you're being nudged to put yourself out there a little more, a little more, a little more, and you're fearing, open your heart and being vulnerable about your story and sharing your experiences, I get it. I see you. I totally understand that. But we are always asked by Spirit to face our fears and do it anyway. So, and I hope that, you can, move through that, gracefully. So let's take a look at the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, in this depiction, it's dreaming, it's fantasy, it can be illusion, but it, you know, Seven of Cups is about confusion. What is this? Whoa, thank you. The Star. Oh, so okay, there we go. Make a wish. Oh, well, okay, I'm going to take that one too because she flipped out. As I'm trying to pick up the pile, High Priestess wants to come out, take a peek. And then we've got the Star with the Seven of Cups, or yeah, Seven of Cups. I almost said Seven of Stars because I'm looking at all the stars up here. Yeah, I love that. This is about you know, the saying to me, you've put it out there that you've wanted to step into your highest timeline. Guess what your highest timeline is? This is your highest timeline. It's stepping into your full power. It's stepping into your full intuition, um, intuitive abilities. It's keeping certain things sacred. You know, the high priestess, she kind of sits back and she knows things. She just knows things. She doesn't always need to share it. So there is a little bit of a discernment, you know, energy coming through there. But I feel like this is an answer to a prayer. Got options for titles. Yeah, it's an answer to a prayer. You've asked for this. You've asked for, you know, like-minded souls to come in. You've asked for reciprocity between others. You know, groups of others, individuals, or whatever it is. Whether this is in love, your mission here, you know, your 3D world, like work or whatever. You know, whatever it is for you, you've asked for this. You've wished upon a star. You've kind of asked to have your heart cracked open here. And now that it is, it's like all those old fears and doubts and questions are popping up for you. I can relate to that. How you move through it is going to be the key. Let's take a look at this. What are you creating? Eight of Pentacles here. Oh, thank you. Five of Swords, Queen of Swords. I don't even know how to express that, Spirit. I am being shown, very interestingly enough, I am being shown a glass wall being erected. Now you think of a wall, you can't see over it, you can't see through it, right? This one is glass. You can still see through it. You can still observe. You can still be, where am I? Be the observer here. But you don't have to, I feel this is one of the fears that might be coming up, that you don't have to engage in other people's beliefs or other people's opinions about you. This is about being in your lane and doing your thing, regardless of that. Using discernment, you know, of course, however you respond to this type of energy, this Five of Swords energy is up to you. But if you do it from a space of the heart, you know, the up lately, the last month is, you know, love is the key. Love is the frequency and the currency that we will be exchanging, you know, energy with, moving into the fifth dimension and above. So why not put it into practice now, right? And it starts with you. If they can't see the beautiful work that you've done on yourself, then they're not worth your time. They're not worth your energy. It doesn't mean that there's hatred for them or there's dislike. There's just an understanding and an understanding. There's a knowing that There's just not an alignment there. And the awareness moves you forward. You know, we've got two cards here of movement, of moving forward, moving out of, you know, the Five of Swords energy where everybody else has got their own opinion, and it's like you feel like you've got to constantly compete for whatever, and nobody wins in that energy. You win by you're successful by moving yourself out. First, it starts with the mind, the beliefs that you're telling yourself, the words that you're telling yourself. Like what I was saying, if I keep telling myself I'm struggling, I'm going to keep struggling. If I keep telling myself I'm being challenged, okay, maybe I can take that in two ways. I can take that as, okay, it's hard, or I can take it as, okay, great, challenge me. Let me use that to build on myself, to build myself up, to strengthen myself. Well, thank you for that. I didn't know that. So that's something for me to consider, um, because I've been looping, and it's funny because it's really not like me to loop. um, it's been a good number of years for me, um, where I've looped this long, and I've looped the entire Mercury retrograde. We're talking pre-shadow until now, and don't forget we do have 2 weeks of the post-shadow energy. You know, so we're talking 5-6 weeks that I've been looping, and it's been all mental. You know, so I get that. So yeah, you know, 6 weeks, 6 swords. Can't remember. Does swords mean weeks? They're coming through as weeks to me now, so I'm going to take that. So the last 6 weeks, we've been gaining discernment, understanding, downloads, releasing old mindsets, you know, where we didn't see our own potential, where we didn't see ourselves eye to eye, releasing all of that, building ourselves up, using all of that. You know, we've been traveling this journey and using how other people have have spoken to us and what they thought of us, and all those, you know, other people, and we've used them, that stuff, to build ourselves up. This is about using your own stuff, building yourself up, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks anymore. um, you're answering the call, definitely waking up, definitely waking up to create something. You know, you're working with the divine, working with your higher self, working with your team, your angelic team, your galactic team. There was a moment that you were gifted that said, what's the path you want to take? What's the path you want to take? And you were also gifted some time to clean out your own mental and emotional, spiritual and physical closet, to get ready for this big clarion call, to move forward into what you're being called to move forward into. Definitely for many of you, you're being ripped out of your comfort zone here. It could feel very raw and tender. Yeah. Could be very raw and tender and feel like all eyes are on you. Well, Spirit is saying, in a sense, all eyes are on you. Their eyes. Your team. They're all watching. They're all, you know, waiting with bated breath, just, you know, cheering you on, encouraging you, moving you forward, guiding you. You know, I have a friend who feels paranoid a lot of times, and um, she's asked me about it a lot, and I feel, number one, you know, what's been coming through for her was, you know, we have all that stuff from our past, um, what our family, friends, and everything that told us that, all the stuff that told us that beat us down, that we were told that beat us down, all those beliefs that we hung on to that beat us down. Um, and she's had them, too. And so she is, now I can see that she's going through that clearing process because now all of a sudden she's very paranoid all over again. And it's her own stuff clearing out. It's how she's seeing herself. So the eyes she sees on her, not only her own teen, it's her own eyes, how she's viewing herself. So if that resonates for somebody, take it. If it doesn't, then leave it. But it was important that I shared that um, for someone. So yeah, so let's once we're taken out of our comfort zone, let's take a look at this chariot and this transformation energy. Where are we moving it? What's it moving us toward? What are we creating? Apparently those want to come out too. Anything else? One more shuffle. My frankincense is getting me over here. All right, so let's see if I can do it. So we got 9 of Wands. Been a long, hard road, hasn't it? You've got some scars. We've all got some scars. But the greatest thing is they're just scars. They're not open wounds anymore. They're healed. Ace of Wands. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Inspiration comes in. We do have past energy coming in. We have the Empress and the Seven of Wands. This is about putting up healthy boundaries, protecting your I keep wanting to say sacredity, but I don't think sacredity is a word. Sacredness. I'm sure that's what Spirit wants me to say, but sacredity keeps wanting to come out of my mouth. So this is about protecting yourself, making sure though that you're not closing your heart off because of how how vulnerable you are and feel right now, and it's okay. Let's take a look at no. Okay, Spirit says so. Yeah, this is about healing all of the childhood wounds. A lot of inner child healing going on with people that I'm talking to and counseling and guiding and reading for. So many inner child wounds coming up. Family wounding, family, family roles that you may have been thrown into or told that that's the role you would take on as you were an adult, and now that you're an adult it's like, okay, I find myself in this role, but it and part of it I'm happy to do it because I know I'm honoring whoever I'm, for instance, if you're taking care of elderly, alien parents, and you're the oldest child, it's doesn't have to be the oldest, but it just for this conversation is, um, you're happy to honor your parents, but in the same sense, there are siblings. There are siblings that are telling you, that are putting their 2 cents in here, and it's like, you know what? I just they're just rubbing me the wrong way. So a lot of that's coming up for many, many, many people that I've been speaking to. Yeah, I do want to get more on that, please. So we are definitely moving into a time of healthy boundaries, learning new things for ourselves, seeing the truth of who we are instead of the truth of who we were told we were. You may have had during this Mercury retrograde, like I have, things that come up from years and years ago that you're like, where did that come from? Didn't even realize that was sitting in me. And it's not about beating yourself up because of it, saying, oh, foolish Mary Jo, silly you, why'd you hang on to that, or oh, you're so stupid. No, I mean, I caught that just in time as that came up for me a few weeks ago. No, 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 no. There's no stupid here. This is, you were going on what you were taught, because, and you were taught it so you can remove yourself and transform yourself out of it, so you can teach others, so you can show others the way. There are so many beautiful gems and lessons in all the pain, in all the unfairness, and all the imbalance, and all the just everything that made us, tried to make us see ourselves as less than what we were. There are beautiful gemstones because we get to use all of that, and we get to rise again as our true form. As our true form. This Mercury retrograde, and the full moon in Scorpio, and the solar and lunar eclipses, and the everything, the Jupiter Uranus conjunction, Chiron being conjunct the full moon, and something else I can't remember at this time, but not the full moon, solar eclipse, new moon, solar eclipse. Just Chiron has been, it's been digging and digging, been digging down to the roots of our deepest fears and our deepest wounds. Why? Because they're not ours anymore. We get to use them for our healing now. We get to move on from them, and we get to take what we've learned from them and step into a whole new cycle, whole new world. A fresh new way of living emerges, says the transformation card. That's the third time I've read that card. Do you get it now? Here's your new world. I think you've got it now. I do. I think there's been so much clarity that's come through for so many in the collective. It's time to do mission. It's time to be of service and use all of that from an open-hearted space and share it with the world. Because man, oh man, do we need it? Do we need it? I was going to Yeshua has something to say. I'm going to pull a card from the Christ Consciousness deck. We're ready. This is a time to really let the world see the real you, the new you, the I am that you are. I know that if my English teacher probably would call me up and say, "What did you just say?" Yeah, it doesn't matter. So many of you may be feeling quite vulnerable after all of those energies. I know I was. I had to take, even though I had to work the last couple of days, I had to take a day off from doing videos because I needed to have my energy cleared, and you don't often take into consideration when you're doing videos like this that other people are pulling on your energy and delivering the messages. Takes energy. Channeling takes energy. So, if you're a reader like I am, or if you're a healer, give yourself permission to take some time off, to take a breather for yourself. All right. Yeshua and Mary Magdalene calling upon my guides. What is the message that you wish to leave us with? What is the guidance? What is the insight? I may have to read from the book. And there it is. There it is. Oh, Wisdom Bringer, Earth School, number 3. We got this out, was it last week? In one of the readings? I didn't read it last week, but I'm going to read it today. Let's see. Let's just take a look. I'm going to read. Just be patient, please. Much of life is a remembering of what we already know. We come into this incarnation from pure spirit, from eons of lifetimes, with eons of lifetimes of acquired soul knowledge. The journey back to remembering who we truly are, where we came from, and where we go back to is the biggest adventure of all. When here, despite the great wisdom we have within us, it often lies buried, waiting for the moment it is needed and can be retrieved. As children, we enter education and learn what it is on curriculum, yet what is contained within us is far greater, with more depth and breadth than we can imagine. Our senses are our antennas. They can guide and steer us to learn to trust ourselves regarding what feels right and what feels wrong, and what happens to be true, but I sense is not. What sounds harmonious and what words and energy hurt my ears. Like for me, saying the words struggling and challenging for me as an ascended being or ascending being, they hurt me. So that was part of the awareness, is realizing that I was still doing damage to myself. There was much for me to learn, right? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? A human struggling with limited understanding, or a wise old soul who is waiting to be acknowledged? Perfect card. Would you say no? It is said that the eyes are the doorway to the soul, and it is interesting that when newborn, our eyes take a few weeks to mature for vision to be clear, as if we aren't quite ready for the veil to be totally lifted whence we came, and to reveal everything. Stand tall today and see who you really are, a divine soul with lifetimes of experience, where you have been tested and gained valuable first-hand knowledge regarding how to respond, react, and be. There is a whole library you can tap into to help you, a fountain of wisdom within. Of course, acquiring new knowledge and wisdom never stops, and it may be that what you struggle with now is in fact your greatest teacher. The problem at hand is trying to lead you to the solution, and the difficult relationship may be there to teach you, including how not to be or what not to put up with. There are opportunities to learn from every interaction and experience. Ask yourself, what can I take from this? What did I learn today? What is the person trying to show me? What am I finding? Why am I finding this difficult? It may also be time to undertake some new study. I'm just going to skip a little bit here. The art of truly listening is also vital if we are to absorb and properly apply all that we learn. As such, we need to make proper time for that, space to process new ideas, and regular clearing out of what is unimportant, including what we hear, gossip, and hearsay. For example, look around today at what life really wishes to teach you. There is opportunity to do so from nature, travel, and meeting new people, even if it's a stranger on a bus, as well as going within to listen to our own well of knowledge. Jesus also showed that what we need to learn may come from unexpected places. For example, the beggar having more to share of worth than the rich man, the child comprehending more than the adult, the enemy more to teach than an ally. We are all at Earth School and come to share what we know, which includes how we can learn together as one. As always, Yeshua, very perfect message, divinely timed and right in alignment with the message that was coming through. I got nothing more to say. I'm going to leave it there, folks. And I thank you for being here. As always, I love you. I love you. I love you. I wish you peace and love.